right, folks. There's an idiot sitting in the Oval Office. It ain't even close. An absolute idiot. So today, y'all, I saw this and I just thought it was just too hilarious. So a reporter decides to ask the grifter in chief, who is really stupid when it comes to tariffs, what the conservative Wall Street Journal said. And let me help y'all out. The Wall Street Journal is a conservative Republican newspaper. They've always been about Republican policies. It is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who owns the New York Post and Fox News. So here's what the reporter said today that just really set off Donald Trump when he was like, oh my God, this question is just so horrible. How dare you ask? Y'all got the video ready? And it really, to me, is a perfect example of how stupid this man is. Listen to this.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country, and because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? Because we have $14 trillion now invested, committed to investing when Biden didn't have practically anything. This country was dying. You know, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I went to Saudi Arabia. The king told me, he said, we have the hottest country in the world right now. 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You set a number. And if you go down, if I set a number at a ridiculous high number and I go down a little bit, they want me to hold that number, 145% tariff. Even I said, man, that really got up. You know how it got? Because of fentanyl and many other things, and you added it up. I said, where are we now? We're at 145%. I said, whoa, that's high. That's high. They were doing no business whatsoever, and they were having a lot of problems. We were very nice to China. I don't know if they're going to be nice to us, but we were very nice to China. And in many ways, I think we really helped China tremendously because, they were having great difficulty because we were basically going cold turkey with China. We were doing no business because of the tariff, because it was so high. But I knew that. But don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go ahead. To me, that's the nastiest question.
A nasty man talking about what is a nasty question. It really is hilarious to me when you listen to that idiot, and that's really what he is, a complete idiot. Because the question is so nasty. I dare you ask me that question. I don't like how you asked me that question because calling me out because I look like an idiot. Because the question is just it's the nastiest question I've gotten in the past 5 minutes. Because what he really prefers for people to constantly kiss his ass. And so he stands before the cameras and says, oh my God, our economy was dead. Our economy was so dead. The economy was going all over the place. Really, that's interesting. This is the Joint Economic Committee for Democrats. These are actual facts. This is 2021. The U.S. economy improved during Biden's first year in office, first 12 months, the most in 50 years. Job growth, economic growth, retail sales. Oh, the economy grew at the fastest rate in nearly 40 years. GDP up 5.7%. Look at these numbers. Look at that right there. Let's see here. 5.7% on the far right. That's the most since 1984. That's kind of interesting. And this is from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. this is what is crazy. This is also what's amazing. Derek, I'm gonna start with you because he's a liar. He's a liar. MAGA, they're pretty stupid. They believe the lies. Anything that fool says that they fall for. And this is exactly what happens. And the fact of the matter is, the economy improved greatly. The United States economy grew faster than any other industrialized nation post-COVID. So it's a lie. Donald Trump is a liar. He's lying when he says, oh my God, the country was dead. We were almost dead. We were dead. It's a lie. He's straight lying. And this is where, if you're a reporter, you should say, well, I'm sorry, you're incorrect because the economy grew at the fastest rate of any other industrialized country. See, they won't do that. So what they do is, and the same thing happens when you see the people go on. I said the other day when Speaker Mike Johnson goes on with Jake Tapper and he asked him about that crypto dinner. Well, I don't know. I was really busy last week, with the House bill. I didn't hear about any of this. Really? You didn't hear about any of this? And then it will allow them to go on and lie. No, you got to shut the lies down.
Roland, again, this is the liar in chief. Right? I mean, someone has a tally thus far, I think documented like 31,000 lies since this dude been in office the first time, 31,000. But here's the bottom line to the essence of your point. Facts and data be damned. They don't care about facts and data. They know 6 months ago the headlines of our economy. Strong, right? Financially solvent. The stock market was a runaway freight train, a bull, if you will. But now the headlines are saying potential recession. The CBO office is saying that this tax cut bill will negatively impact Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. It will reduce the solvency of Social Security. The CBO also says that this is going to increase our national debt, another $4.5 trillion. And so when so we can look at the two bookends, what the headlines were 6 months ago and what they are now. It's just amazing that he says some Saudi prince told him that we're hot, as if he shouldn't know what our state of economy, what the health of our economy.
Well, first of all, let's be real clear. The Saudi king, let's be real clear here, okay? The Saudi king, Ken, I don't believe nothing Trump says. So when Trump says, well, the Saudi king told me, I don't believe that fool. I don't believe that fool at all, because he gonna lie about that. Again, liars will lie. All this man does is lie. That's what he does over and over and over again, Candace. And so when he said, again, everything he said that was a lie. So I don't believe the Saudi king. You got the hottest. The Saudi king will say whatever to make that dumbass feel good.
And listen, even if he had video of it rolling, we'd have to double check and make sure it
Yes.
wasn't AI. We have to double check everything. We don't know these days. Trump acts in a way that anything anybody says secretly or behind closed doors on private phone calls, they all are loving Trump. They're all in Trump's favor. I think that one of the things that's so interesting, as you said, with the Wall Street Journal being a conservative operation, which it has always been, right? Rupert Murdoch's of the world. Here was a paper calling him Taco, right? Trump always changes chickens out. So you got this thing going on where the press is supposed to be his friend. He could not have won any election, as with anybody, but especially not Trump, was not going to win an election without the media being his friends. So number one, he is losing that groundswell of support. And even if he's not, that's what it looks like. Second, you called him Taco. And what do you think about when you think about tacos? Mexicans. I mean, this was just way out of the league. And I think the eighth grader in him, which is what we often see, and how he negotiates, was just did not like the name calling. Besides anything else, besides him flipping on the tariffs, besides him not getting, the media support, Trump liked to be the leader of the bullies in the 8th grade. And in this taco calling, he lost out. They bullied him into answering a question. They bullied him and now have given him this name that's certainly going to stick. He doesn't want to be associated with anybody that should be deported from the country. He doesn't want anything to do with tacos, anything to do with Mexican, anything to do with anything. So they really got him. And I think that that's where a lot of his angst and his anger was coming from in this press conference.
And again, he's a liar. We can't get around the reality here, Rebecca. This is a massive liar. I believe nothing that comes out of his mouth. If Donald Trump says, oh my God, it's really raining outside, I'm literally going to go to the window and double check. I don't believe anything that fools. If Donald Trump I believe nothing this man says because he will lie about lies.
If Trump said it was raining outside, I'm going outside after my silk press.
Dive into the magical world of Edwina's Bedtime Adventures by Ariel Williams. Join Edwina, the little hippo with a big imagination, as she drifts off to sleep and embarks on whimsical bedtime journeys. Whether she's saving the day as a brave firefighter, caring for patients as a nurse at Sunny Valley Hospital, or exploring the wonders of the jungle, Edwina's heartwarming tales will capture the imagination of young readers and spark endless bedtime giggles. This is an electronic book. You'll need an EPUB reader or PDF reader to enjoy this whimsical tale. Get your copy today at lulubooks.com or follow the link tree in profile to get your copy and let the adventure begin.
Gas Station Diaries by Adam King is a compelling collection of fictional stories drawn from the author's experiences working at a gas station during the tumultuous year of 2020. Set in the unassuming locale of Rainbow Land, the narrative unfolds in a place where time seems to stand still, yet unexpected drama and human encounters abound. This is an electronic book. You must upload an EPUB reader or a PDF reader to enjoy this book. Get your copy today at lulubooks.com and let the story unfold.
The Baker and the Handyman's Sweet Connection. In a quaint village nestled in a picturesque valley, there stood a small house in the shape of a mushroom. This whimsical home belonged to a young boy named Jamie, barely out of high school, who had a passion for baking. Inside, his cozy kitchen was always filled with the sweet aroma of cakes, cookies, and all sorts of delightful treats. What made his creation special was that each of his cakes was shaped like tiny mushrooms, a nod to his quirky home. Jamie's baking became the talk of the town. From birthdays to celebrations, everyone in the village adored his sweets.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
Sable's Song, A Siren's Journey to Joy. Once upon a time, in a small, worn-out town in Middle America, there lived a little child named Sable. Worn into poverty, Sable's body was frail, so thin that you could see her bones, but her heart was filled with an exuberance that not even hunger could dull. Sable was awkward, with dark, deep-set eyes that sparkled with innocence and wonder. Despite being born a boy, Sable always knew she was different. Inside her lived a girl, bright and effervescent, waiting to bloom.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
The Park of Secrets.
In the year 2060, near the heart of Florida, just a stone's throw from Disney World, stood a theme park unlike any other, a place known as the House of Secrets. It was a magical park, much like a state fair, filled with towering rides, carnival games, and parades that drew people from all over the world. But among the grand Ferris wheel and the colorful day parade, there was one attraction that outshined them all, the Parade Princess, a mesmerizing mermaid named Kenya. Kenya was a sight to behold. At 22 years old, fresh out of college, she had the kind of beauty that drew people to her like moths to a flame. Her brown skin glowed under the park lights, her hair a stunning mix of purple and pink that cascaded over her shoulders. Little pink hearts adorned her cheeks, and a ribbon of color stretched across her nose. But it wasn't just her beauty that made her special. Her eyes, big and almond-shaped, seemed to capture the hearts of everyone who saw.
Discover the magic of the Park of Secrets. Step into a world of wonder with the Park of Secrets, a heartwarming tale by Ariel Williams that will captivate your imagination. This enchanting story is now available exclusively on Lulu Books.
The Future, Daughters of Liberty, A New Dawn. In 2040, the United States was a fractured nation, still reeling from the fallout of Project 2025, the catastrophic policy that had allowed a resurgence of systemic oppression. The Deep South had seceded once more, forming the antebellum republic, where human trafficking, racial inequality, and gender oppression became tragically normalized. The Second Civil War erupted as the rest of the nation sought to free those trapped in this dystopian regime. After years of bloodshed, Kamala Harris had finally led the Union to victory, restoring a fragile sense of hope. But the battle scars ran deep, especially in places like Louisiana, where the remnants of a broken society still lingered.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
A Dying Planet, The Last Harvest.
In the year 2060, Earth is a shadow of its former self, choked by pollution, endless concrete, and abandoned by nature. Only a small fishing village by the sea has managed to preserve the planet's last untouched forest. In this dying world, June and Win, two young girls and the last children in their village, cling to the remnants of hope and innocence. Win roams the forest, collecting the season's last harvest, while June sings songs that echo with a haunting beauty through the village.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.